Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're just going to be going over 2D arrays. Now 2D arrays, living off from our arrays episode, is exactly what it sounds like. 1D arrays, you can picture them as just a dot. 2D is, a line. So 2D arrays, to be real, let's just, let me just show you in the form of paint.net like I did before. So again, we have our locker room, right? Our locker room. That's this rectangle, and then we have lockers, right? Lockers, and each locker represents an index in our array or um, in our locker room. But 2D arrays just adds an extra row, literally. Right, we just add an extra row. And I'm being an idiot because there's this box tool right here that I could just be using. So, just adds another row of locker rooms. And then to refer to them is a little different though. So, same thing as an array, just 2D. So, let's start with that. So, let's just delete this. And we'll start off with integers again, but we'll say int. Now we put in the array symbol, but now we just put in a second one, equals to a new, sorry, not equals to, we put in the name, so we'll just call this ints, I guess, ints2d, I guess, equals to new integer array, and we'll do 256, whoops, by 256. There we go. And now, let's just say, or you know what, let's just do 4 by 4, right? 4 by 4, just to make it simpler. So we can say index 0, 1, whoops, no, I'm being an idiot, sorry, ints 2d, index 0, and index 1, put in an extra one there by accident, equals to 54, right? Now, how do I explain this? Okay, so yeah, so basically, we have every combination of these, numbers up to the number 4 for each row. We can set this to 5, of course, and we can print out that specific index, which would be index 0 and index 1, and we'll get 54. As you can see, it prints out 54 because that's what we set it to. However, if we change this, well, let's just call it the x index, just to make it simpler to understand. You can see that it prints out 0 because that's the default value, because we didn't set that to anything. And that's just because that each slot is like an x and y value. So change 1, and then it's going to refer to a different index. So if we set this to 0 again, then it will print out 54 once again. So then we can add more indexes. So we went with 0, 1, we can do ints2d, we can do 0, 2, whoops, 0, 2, and that's going to be a different index. We can say 56, I guess, and then we can print out 0. We can also print out, so this just creates a space. So basically it says I'm adding this string, which is a space. That's just adding a space in between whatever it goes next, and then we do ints2d, and then we can do 0, 2. Now when we run it, you can see print out exactly what we told it to print out, which is our array index 0 and 1, right? And then we have a space here, right? That's what this is. And then we also print out index 0 and 2, which is 56, right? We can, of course, add them like we do with regular arrays, though. Now, of course, we can go into this other axis. We can do 1 and, I don't know, 4. Just nowhere past 5, because that's the maximum that we set it to, equals to, I don't know, 21, I mean. And now we can do print out on a new line int 2D, and we can print out index 1 and index 4, 1 comma 4. You can see that it prints out 21 on a new line. But that's it for 2D arrays. Fairly simple. You can think of it as a coordinate system, which each contains, just don't make it too complicated. Just pretend each box is like a locker, I suppose. Like, even just in the code, each box just kind of looks like, a box. So you could picture them as boxes that hold stuff, right? But yeah. And then the number is the locker number, or the box number, that you referred to it. And that's how you refer to it. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something about 2D arrays. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, although I doubt anybody's actually watching this. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.